Hello, everybody. Welcome, Elite Nation. This is Eddie V. I would like to start by addressing the Keaton Jones incident. You know, I look at my stream all the time, like on the news, and I saw the kid crying. I flipped it on there to see what's going on, and the kid's in tears. He talks about his mother asking him, like, what's going on. They're making fun of his nose. He doesn't understand. And my first impression was, look, man, you're going to get teased when you're coming up, because kids are about the most cruelest creatures known to man. That's like the breeding ground for man. Kids are mean. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I was a youngster, I was bullied, and I grew up in the '70s when bullying was just part of the landscape. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you develop a thick skin, but in today's world, we frown on that stuff. A lot of things are changing. A lot of things are changing, and I, for one, because I grew up and I was bullied as a youngster, I don't really, any kind of mental abuse is horrible. I ain't gonna lie to you. But there's also that's the downside to it. But then the upside is, you might develop a thick skin. You might be able to deal with a lot of stressful situations and put up with a lot of shit and move forward. And the thing is, like, yeah, I felt sorry for the kid, and I just looked at it as like, man, I hope things work out for the kid. I mean, I hope he understands that you got to grow into your body. I mean, I wasn't always this sexy looking, folks. I grew into this. But the thing is that as a young kid, you're getting all this mental abuse. You don't understand, why people don't like you. And a lot of that stuff, sometimes your parents could set you up for failure. They could love you too much. They can they could bring your personality along a certain way. And I'll be honest with you, there's other kids out there that are less privileged or just real assholes, and they will treat you pretty bad. And that's the first part of this conversation. I feel bad that the kid got bullied, but now you start hearing all this kind of stuff about the mother having a GoFundMe page. I mean, let me tell you something right now. A GoFundMe page because your kid was teased? Really? Come on. I'll send you a box of Kleenex and send your kid to some therapy. I mean, and you, first of all, recording your kid and then putting them on YouTube. There's just so many things, so many red flags with the whole incident that I didn't really like it. I mean, yeah, the human side of me goes like, man, poor kid, he's got to go through a rough patch. But it's like sometimes growing up, you have to learn how to deal with difficult people, and then you have to get past it. You can't run in fear. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I was a kid, I used to have to fight my way home sometimes, and I would get bullied, and I'll be honest with you, yeah, I wish a lot of that stuff didn't happen. But I got past it. I started defending myself a little bit more. I started developing a thicker skin. And for all intent purposes, I hope it made me a better person. And if it didn't, you live your life and you get over things. But this kid here, he's getting, maybe I'm jealous. Maybe he's getting invited to, he's getting thumbs up by Eminem. He's getting invited to go see the MCU Marvel Universe movie premiere from Chris Evans, Captain America. A lot of people have hearts. A lot of people don't want to see other people hurt, especially in this climate. The biggest fear that I have with bullying is that some poor child might take it so personally, that they would commit suicide over something like that. I think as parents, we need to educate our children and say, look, you got to love yourself. You got to learn how to love yourself and know that you have a support group at home. And, parents have to get more interactive. You have to say, hey, what's going on here? I mean, and that's another thing too. I think children and social media, I think that that kid was right around the age where that stuff can start. I think children are starting to get on the internet a lot sooner, and they're exposed to, you hear the stories of cyberbullying, children killing themselves over other kids that are just assholes. I mean, for real, what a tragedy. What a tragedy, throwing your life away because of an opinion of an asshole. I guess we have to consider the source. Now, on the other topic, say the mother of this child is doing it for other reasons. I mean, for the GoFundMe page to make some money, because the kid needs Christmas presents. I heard the GoFundMe page was up to $58,000. I don't really think he needs $58,000 worth of toys, or $58,000 worth of clothes. Maybe for his college education. But let me tell you something. I should have a GoFundMe page because I get my feelings hurt all the fucking time. And this is just the world that we live in. I mean, you have people get in trouble, for a bunch of things, and you don't see GoFundMe pages popping up. I just look at that. That's the underbelly of society right now. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm an asshole for even saying these things. But this is what I'm going to tell you. My heart goes out for the child. I feel terrible that he's getting tortured or bullied at school. And even if that little kid is a douchebag, and if he brings it upon himself, he still does not deserve to be treated in that manner. And the thing is that, now if his mother's looking at it because she's really trying to help her kid, is she trying to help herself out? Those are the things I would have to question. So I hope I don't offend anybody with my point of view, but I'm gonna say it because as a kid, I experienced some bullying. I think everybody experiences some bullying. I like the way the community has reached out to this child to let him know, hey, it's going to be okay. I mean, even Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, even mentioned in his tweet that he had, suffered some bullying as a child, and look at where he's at. But the point is that everybody has rough patches in their lives. I mean, even if you live in your house, I mean, you get picked on by your brothers and sisters. I mean, it's just something that you have to get past. And I think that good parenting is what helps people get over that, those issues. So I'm going to cut this video short, and I know that a lot of people have a lot of different opinions, and I'm not even going to bring up the Confederate flag issue of this story, because to me, like I said, that's just a flag. It represents a lot of different things to a lot of different people. For me, I'm from the Chicagoland area. I give a shit about a rebel flag, but I don't like what it represents, especially in this climate that we live in. And the thing is, I am a Mexican American, so trust me, I've had to face. Well, that's another thing. In grade school, I had to face racism. I mean, try telling a kid in 3rd, 4th grade. I never knew what the word spick was until I was in 3rd grade, and then I had to ask my dad, and he goes, "Well, that's just not a very complimentary name." And there's just a lot of fails. I mean, a lot of this stuff is taught at home. There's a lot of dysfunctionality in today's homes, and kids take that shit to school. I mean, you got kids taking guns to school. You got kids taking counterfeit money to school. You got kids taking their parents' drugs to school. So, there's a real problem with parenting in this world and in this country. And this is just another example. If the kids are teasing them, those kids are asswipes because their parents allow them to be that way. And like I said, communication is the way we settle this thing. And I'm glad that in some aspect that, that this is getting attention. But then, to hear all the ugly other stuff about the GoFundMe page, the Confederate flag stuff, it's no good. I mean, it shines a bad light on it. But as far as bullying, I'm totally against bullying. So, I would like to see this child, come out of this, on a positive note, be able to grow from this incident. And I think it's so cool that he is going to be able to get some of those perks. But like I said, if his parents had ulterior motives, then it's kind of people that we live in the world with that have, they got real shit mentalities about how to be as people. So that's all I really want to say. So I'll see everybody at the top on the other side of success. Stay up. Bye.